Hello, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stoneman, and today I'm gonna be talking to you all about fear mongering. Yeah, this is really important because this is actually, I've thought about this before, and this keeps happening. And people have to recognize why they're getting karma, people have to recognize why certain luck is happening. Have no fear, God is near. So, the Bible says 365 times, be not afraid, don't be afraid, and people stay afraid. Now, I'm going to use this as a very specific example, and I have to be careful how I word this for algorithm purposes, because I'm at the top of the algorithm, because I dodge certain words. So, there's a certain app that's getting threatened to be. So, and that's actually where I do one of my streamings on that app. Am I worried? Not at all. Am I disappointed at what I see because people are flipping out? Yeah. And this is mainly towards other content creators, for people who are, and this is some of the people who follow the app as well, because I tell people, don't worry, God's taking care of it. Don't worry, God's taking care of it. Don't worry, you can prepare, you can download backups, etc. You can take precautions as you're supposed to, but that doesn't mean you're worrying, it means you're taking precautions. It gave you a new extra skill set. Now, some people are just like, I don't know what to do, and they say, I'm not going to worry, and then they're doing nothing but worrying. And these are the same kind of people to panic over flying things in the sky, panic over what they see on televised your vision, panic in general. And you have to know, people, and this is not just to be mean, people do get punished very heavily for worrying. I'm going to give you some examples. And it's not even just the Lord punishing you, because you're supposed to put all your trust in God. It's your own manifestations attacking you. You're being spiritually attacked by yourself, and it feels like someone else is doing it when that's what you did. So most of the people who have spent nothing, if you've done nothing but worry about, let's just say that getting removed. I'm not going to say it too much because I have to watch certain things go. So I'm going to ask Mike. So basically, yes. Threaten of removal, that's the best thing I can ever say. Can't go into detail, but the threaten of removal and people flipping out. You really have to understand, the Lord looks at us as we flip out. And there's a whole story in the Bible about basically someone in water is drowning and Jesus saves the person. And it's like, why are you worrying? Like, why are you worrying? If you think about this, if you're in water, if you're in a riptide and you're worrying about if you're going to drown, you're probably going to drown, because the same thing with quicksand. If you move too fast, if you're struggling, you're putting off all this energy that's working against you, and you're basically, if you just relaxed, you'd have been fine. You'd have been fine. They tell you, and you have to look up some riptide behavior. So if you get caught in a riptide, you swim with it. You're just like, well, whatever. And then you're safe. You might be dragged somewhere else, but you're safe. The riptide's gone. So if you fight against it, then you're probably gonna go. So, and that's the biggest thing. Same thing with quicksand. You're like, get myself out of this quicksand. That's my quicksand impression. But and then you work yourself up. You have no energy left, and then you're going downwards. Like you're getting eaten by the quicksand. That's the biggest thing. And it's very disappointing. It's the nature of humans, but you can control how much you worry. And the more worry, and I'm going to teach you guys how to not worry in this video. Number one, replace it with something else. Keep your mind busy. Your subconscious mind occupies most of your brain. So your conscious mind, not so much, but your conscious mind feeds the subconscious mind. So you really do have to trust in God. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. That means everything could look like one thing, but it could be a completely different thing behind the scenes. For example, you can go into public and everyone looks normal, but then everyone has, maybe, for example, everyone is some kind of like inventor or whatever. Or maybe it's a crowd of inventors and you don't even know it. Which, I've actually tested that theory. And just like, go and ask the person, are they an inventor? And when I ask them if they're an inventor, they're like, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Who told you? How do you know? And I'm like, oh, interesting. So I actually use that from an actual like example because there's a whole group of people. That's a whole different story, but but that's the thing. So everything is not as it appears. So don't worry if you're looking, because people worry in masses. People worry in groups. So I'm gonna say right now, for content creators who push fear, they're doing it at, they know what they're doing. For example, I'm gonna use this app as an example that's getting threatened right now. But don't even worry about it. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. Don't worry. Don't worry. So you shouldn't know the full answer as to what's gonna happen, but you don't have to. You just don't. It's God's plan. It's not you're not gonna take care of it, okay? He's taking care of it. I'm telling you right now, he's taking care of it. I told people this months ago, they didn't believe me. And the thing is, I made a video about this because now I've actually gotten ridiculed and made fun of on people's lives. And I'm like, you guys have nothing to worry about. And I'm like, God's taking care of it. And they're like, oh, this person's in denial. I'm like, okay, you want to worry it together, you're going to know what happens. So basically, what the entire outcome of that is, you're going to, people who are just confident and worrying, they're going to experience nothing but punishment. A long punishment. This year will be a year of punishment for people who spread fear, even about small things. So you have to keep in mind, anything you do in the new year, especially if the karma of spreading fear is huge. It's fear mongering. So if you're getting people worried, for example, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be the app that's getting threatened to do this. For example, it's something you see on the news and you freak out, you tell your family was calm until they saw that, and now they're freaking out. You did that. You actually stirred the pot. You've cost people, I'm not talking about you guys in general, but I'm talking about people who do this. Some people do it intentionally because it causes them a profit, which is very huge. That's a different kind of karma. But I'm going to tell you what happens to those people. Basically, they basically do well. They grow from the fear that they've profited off of, and then it's all taken away from them. It's like, all gone. And that's the thing. It's better to not have something and then it never have something to take it away, versus that person had everything and then it was taken away. God will wait till the person has everything and be like, okay, back. Now you know what it's like to have everything. Now you know what it's like to not have it now. So that's how God works. So that's the thing. You really have to, and the thing is, what are you doing when you worry? You're worshiping a problem. You're worshiping an issue. So, and the thing is, you talk about it, you keep talking about it, you keep talking about it. So you say you're not worried, but then you keep bringing it up, you talk about it, you're adding to the situation. It's just like, you keep going and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. And it's just like, okay, how is that benefiting you? Like, what are you doing by worrying about something? So when you worry, it's negative energy. It's literally, if you have positive energy, then it takes negative energy and it adds it to the situation. So you can't do anything if you're constantly worrying and worrying and worrying and worrying. It's not doing you any good. And this spreads to other parts of your life too. So one main karma is that, the people who worry, they're gonna get, basically your worries manifest. So every thought you have manifests. So if the energy of uncertainty is very dangerous, if you're not absolutely certain about something, then whatever you're certain about is going to manifest. For example, if you're certain that things are going to go crazy, they'll go crazy a different way and you'll experience a whole different year. So I'm saving a bunch of you. So it's not directly the Lord punishing you guys, but the Lord will let you eat your own manifestations, especially if you're someone who's fear-mongered. Now, for content creators who are like, oh, this is the end, and then people do this all the time because this, and people will hyperventilate, and then, because this happens every year. There's events like this every year, and it could be small or big, but people, the truth is, people like freaking out about something because it brings them entertainment. So for the people who are flipping out, find something different. Find something different to flip out about. Flip out about, oh, there's too much financial abundance coming in. What am I gonna do? Because that could be an actual problem. It's like, oh, there's too much money. Oh, cool. And you're like, oh, there's too much money coming in. Whoa, I might have to hire assistants or whatever. It's like, oh, I won too much money from a lottery ticket. So worry about something positive versus, oh, they might just take away our phones. And then because it could be extreme, and then it depends. So around the election time, is people worried about things they can't control. And the people who worry the most started off the year very badly. Why is that? It's because the worry from November and December translated to January. So everything just trickles over. Everything trickles over. So the most important thing you can do is go into prayer and say, God, please show me what I'm worrying about that I don't know I'm worrying about. Because sometimes people are like, I'm not worried, but they're worried. And then, for example, ask the Lord to show you what you're worried about and to make it obvious, and then ask him to close the door of your worries, like to have you stop worrying about it, to make you occupied with something very abundant. So if you're constantly worrying, it means you don't trust in God. It means you don't trust. You can't partially I'm going to give you an example. You can't partially trust. Well, I trust you a little bit, God. I'm not going to trust you too much. That's an insult. If I cook you, if it takes me some time for me to cook you some dinner, or I'll use myself as an example. If it takes me some time to cook you dinner and you're like, oh, it's taking too long, maybe he poisoned it, like maybe he made it too spicy or something like that. Maybe the ingredients are not organic or whatever. Maybe he just bought them because he made the thing last second. I'm like, and then now you don't trust it. Like, well, I don't really trust it because he took too long in making it. Like, it just took too long. So maybe the person ate something else. They worried, and now you make food for someone who they won't even eat it because then they worried, and then the food gets thrown out, and then you're not likely to worry about that person's not worried about making you food again. I'll use another example since that was complex. So if you ask God, please, can I have this? Please, can I have this? Oh, please, can you stop this? Please, can you stop this? Most people are praying the wrong way. They're praying like out of a scarcity mindset versus confidence in prayer is key. So when you pray and you're confident in the Most High God that the Lord Jesus Christ is going to answer your prayers, say, Lord, I trust you to answer this. Thank you. You fixed it and I can't see it. So stop trying to see it. Stop trying to see the answer. It's not for you to see. If you were to look at the answer, you'd probably lose your mind. Because there's that's a thing. One little thing trickles off over here. You can't look 360. You're not built like that. The Lord is. The Lord can see everything all at once. So don't worry. Don't worry about it. We're in a very specific dimension where we can focus on what's ahead of us. You start looking behind you. You start focusing inside of you. Once your relationship to God starts getting subtracted, it's damaging. So people like, no. And I've heard people's excuses are like, well, I'm human, so it's human to worry. It's human to kill, too. Okay? So it's human to overindulge. It's human to... humans have a bunch of bad behaviors. Humans have a bunch of bad behaviors. So like, oh, I'm just human, I'll just do whatever. Then live however. Most people live in the worst positions of their entire lives, or they live in complete struggling and in disguise because they're worrying too much. Your worry is what you're manifesting. Or you can make it better for yourself if you worry, oh, there's too much money coming in. Oh, I won too much money from the scratch off. Oh, what the? Like, oh, Lord, help me. I won too much money. I don't even know where to put it. I don't even know how to deal with this much money. Worry about the right things. So if you're worried, there's a high chance you might be bored. Or might not have enough. And that's the thing. If you're worrying too much about something, God's going to give you something to worry about. He's going to give you something better to worry about. And it's not going to be as pleasant. But he'll do it to take your mind off of what you're worrying about. So if you're like, oh, I'm worried about is my cat gonna break out in money? What kind of example is that? Is my cat going to get out of the house? Is my cat gonna, like, if you're at work and your cat's at home and the door might be open, is the cat gonna get out of the house? Is the cat gonna get out? And you ask God, please take care of the cat at the house. And you're like, but I'm gonna keep worrying. It's like, fear and faith don't fit in the same space. I know people who are very far away from God because they do nothing but worry. That's worshiping a problem. You don't worship a problem. So I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You can't worry and then put your full trust in God. That's not full trust. That's worry, and then you can't do that. Not at Florida Stoneman. Through the Lord, you're gonna trust. And if you're having trouble trust, that's where you ask God. You say, Lord, I trust you. That's it. No more story. Take away the story. I don't want to hear the story. But most importantly, the Most High God doesn't want to hear your story about why you worry so much, because he'll give you new stories to worry about. to take away the worry of the other story. So your prayer will get answered. So don't worship the problem. Don't worry. Don't listen to fearmongers. For people spreading fear, they profit. They profit. Look at the news. Almost said it. Actually, I can say it, whatever. Every TikTok creator who spread fear-mongering, they're profiting. I've actually looked up some of these people who are spreading the most information about, oh, it's good. They're pushing people to other platforms, and they're getting attention on new audiences so they can expand their views. So, number one, they might know that it might not get removed, and it's profiting them. And then some people just don't know, and they're scaring everyone, because if it's a legitimate energy of pure fear, they're now someone who had peace in their day is now worrying about something that they don't have to worry about because someone spread it. And that's, if they have 1,000 views, 1,000 people that might be worried. That's their karma, and they'll get hit all year. And it's not to be mean, it's to be, and that's the thing, I can teach about this I can teach about this, and this video is getting a little longer, so I'm gonna stop soon, but it's not popular to tell people, like, just stop. Is this, track your thoughts. Think about what you're thinking and write it down. Did this thought attack myself, or did this thought generate some form of prosperity or some kind of wealth and abundance or happiness and good health? If you're worrying about your health, remove that, because it's not helping you. You can worry in the sense of, okay, you'll take inspired action, and then after you do action, for example, if you're supposed to take a garlic clove a day, and then to get rid of something, and that's all you can do, then that's all you can do. Don't worry on top of the garlic clove, because you might take away the effectiveness of the garlic clove with your energy. You might fight its energy. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Most importantly, trust in the Most High God. I'm going to say it again. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lead not into thine own understanding. You don't need to see the bigger picture. You can't see 360. It's not for your place to see it. That's God's place. That's God's role. He knows what he's doing. If you saw it, it wouldn't make any sense anyway. Get a Florida Stoneman custom necklace from floridastoneman.com. That has changed everyone's life who has gotten a custom necklace from me. It has a lifetime guarantee, and it has spiritual mentoring for life as well. God bless all of you. Until then, I'll see you guys the next time. Ciao.